Taste it. So I can know if you like it real quick.
Dirty Sprite. Dirty Sprite. Mm. Oh.
Easy
Are
at
we
the
on?
end.
Hey, y'all. It's Rob's room. He's being a bartender, so he totally didn't get to that thing. He's live right now.
Okay, people. Good afternoon. Well, should I say evening? Welcome to Rob's Room with my sexy co-host, Miss Shannon Bobannon, hold the cannon,
Come on.
and the sexy engineer, Miss V.
What it do?
What's going on with everybody, man? How was y'all weekend? Let me start with you, Miss V. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good.
Mm.
It's been a long time since I've been able to say it like pretty good. I gotta say it.
You got new glasses?
No, I got new glasses, but these that's one.
Oh, they look nice.
Nice.
I like those.
I like them glasses too.
Thank
They
you.
resemble my frames. I love them.
Oh,
Maybe
Lord.
you see the colorful ones I was wearing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those wasn't there. These were.
How was your weekend, Bobannon Shannon?
What did I do this week? I worked all weekend, but it was nice. It was cool. I chilled. Yeah,
You chill?
I chilled.
You
Have I been
already-
here since my birthday?
You already a lady of least amount of words. Can you say more than just? I mean, I'm just saying, like you know, she always I chilled. What
No,
did you do? Did
I
you
worked.
have fun? Did you,
I worked
you work?
all weekend, and
I thought I turned up all weekend. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It was a small technical difficulty, but we have it fixed and under control.
I worked all weekend. I finished my first week of school today.
Congratulations.
Proud of myself.
Yes, Mom.
1 week down. Has it been 1 or 2 weeks since I've been here?
2 weeks.
Okay, so I haven't seen y'all since my birthday.
Right.
Okay, all right. Well, let's start there. Had a wonderful birthday. I am now 44. Still younger than both of you.
Wait a minute. I thought she was like 30, the way she talk about us.
Well,
Still
she always,
doesn't matter.
She always
Doesn't
make
matter. Still younger than
mention-
you are.
She always make mention like she is so much younger than
Like
us.
she can't
She's
remember
only 2 years
anything.
younger than I am.
Hey.
Oh, she
You
said
know
she
what you
can't
sound
hear us
like?
good. Let's turn up the mic.
You know what you sound like
Thank
when
you,
people
Miss
say,
Angela.
"Oh, they only lost by 2."
Oh, okay. They only lost
Yeah,
by 2,
yeah.
but the L was a L, huh?
Yeah, and in my case, a win is a win. No, but I had a great birthday. What did I do? I went to dinner.
Oh, you went to dinner?
I went to dinner twice. I went to dinner here locally. I went to Topside.
You went to Topside?
You been to Topside?
What's that?
It's at the top of the Revival Hotel on Monument Street.
Okay.
You gotta go. It's nice. It's nice. It's
How
nice.
was
It was nice. It was nice. Drinks are good. Food's good. And on Saturday, I had dinner with some friends in DC at I don't know if it's the Washington Hotel or the Hotel Washington, but it's called The View. VUE. It is. You gotta go. The view is amazing. It was
Wait. I think I've been there.
okay. It was.
think I've
It
been
used to be the W.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there before.
So the
In fact,
view
I've
is
been there like twice.
amazing, and it was raining that night, and the view is still amazing. So I'm making it a point to go back so I can see the sunset there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Very nice. Very nice.
Then I ended it with a skating party last week. We had a lot of fun. It's the second skate party I had. Everybody, it was 2 years ago. My first one was 2 years ago. Everybody was begging me to have another one, so I did it, and we had an
Next
amazing
I'm gonna
time.
have to make that. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that one because I had Arden Rain Higgins, and she interrupted a lot of things that I had planned for the week.
So things can change.
It's cool.
With her.
I'm actually gonna give another one. I think it's gonna be a thing that I do. I love to skate. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And I don't go because none of my friends go. It's lonely out there.
Real quick.
Well, yeah.
Big Tone said, "Open up. I'm coming in with the old KFC shirt on."
Okay.
We're gonna leave it at
Thank
that.
you.
We're gonna leave him at
Thank you. Thank you.
So, today's topic is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to cover every aspect, area, and whatever we could have, we could touch on this particular subject. Um, we're going to start with you, Shannon. What's your take on mental health, and what do it do for you? I mean, what's your thoughts? What's
He will
your
knock the
thoughts
camera
when
over.
you hear mental health? What's your thoughts?
Are you coming in? He can move the camera, babe.
All right, be quick and
What's your
What's
thoughts
going
on mental health?
You're interrupting our session. Before we get into that, let me ask you. Let me ask y'all how you are mentally.
Okay, me mentally.
Yeah, how you feeling mentally?
Considering
Are you okay?
yeah, I think I'm okay. Considering the fact that I just started with therapy 2 months ago, I think I'm pretty cool. I think I'm good. Um, as far as I'm not gonna lie, we all have our issues, and we go through little shit, but I don't think it's to the degree where as though
Don't put my bag on the floor.
I allow shit to affect me. You know what I mean? Affect
well, I
me.
think that's part of human nature. Things gonna bother you.
Mhm.
So I think that's I don't want you to feel like you're at a certain level of breakdown because you let things affect you. It's human nature. Things gonna affect you. A lot of times people say, "Well, that shouldn't be bothering you. It shouldn't get to you that much." Hold up, I'm human. Don't tell me it's enough to let it bother me. You get what I'm
Be
saying?
so bold as an interject. That's the dumbest thing somebody can tell you, especially if you've been through some trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like working in the mental health field, this is a serious tone today. But working, and well as I know, working in the mental health field, you got to have certain approaches when you're dealing with clients and stuff like that. Because
Right.
one wrong word could trigger a death. Actually, it's that serious.
How you feel, V?
About
No,
In
overall,
general,
how was your
mentally.
Mentally, how are you?
mentally, it is. Okay. Mentally, I have to say, I feel today a lot at ease. Like my days have been declining to more of an easy level. I have a tendency to have a lot of trauma, so I tend to think I can categorize it in the file cabinet that it go to. In the file cabinet you got A, B through Z. I'm gonna take this folder, put this in here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I prioritize my stressful things, my daily activities, my work, my studio, my business, my bath time, my sleep time. You see how the drawer's getting fuller? And then every once in a while, they kind of get like overwhelmed and all the folders fall out. But this weekend, I've been kind of putting them back into the category they go with.
That's what's up. Tone, how about you? How's your mental health?
Uh, when you're doing the adult thing, there's a lot of speed bumps all the time. But kind of like V, I put things here and put things here. And if one area get too full, then I deal with it.
Mhm.
But I leave it there and not let it get into this. Because, right now I'm going through things with my daughter. I'm going through things at work, so I haven't even got to my personal life yet. So, it's like you gotta decipher what you're gonna deal with to be able to really do your job. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to just be an upstanding human these days. You know what I'm saying? So it's as far as mental happiness or whatever, because that's a little different than that's a part of mental health, but mental happiness, I just let myself think all the time that I get a fresh start every day. So if you think like that,
Yeah.
you'll always start off positive, and
Mhm.
you can deflect a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty good. Lost a couple pounds since I started eating meat and shit. So
Congratulations.
That's congratulations. That's a big move.
I dropped down to a 2X2.
Well, if you got a 3X in my office, I want you to take it home.
Miss Shannon Bobannon, what's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. I learned a few years ago um how to turn it off, turn whatever it may be at the time in the moment. Um, Things still do affect me, have an effect on me. I'm human. I have emotions. Um, I choose to surround myself with. I'll just turn it the right way. I choose to surround myself with my people. Y'all hear me say that all the time because my people are for me. And if and when I'm lacking or slacking, they will most definitely check in and uh, you know,
Which is
check me.
very important. It's important to have people that will check in, even if you're not saying,
Mm-hmm.
"I need to be checked."
Mm-hmm.
I did some things yesterday, and out of the blue, we had been on the phone a long time. The tone sent me, and I needed to be checked on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good to have people who know you
Mm-hmm.
and know. I
And
need
it's
to be
also
checked
good
on.
to have people that don't even you don't have to be checked, but be checked on. Even people you can talk to somebody every day. We see it every day now. You can appear to be okay. You can appear to be fine. You can appear to be handling life, um, and then but you're not.
Mhm.
So it's also good to be checked on, even when you seem to be okay and normal.
I wanted to piggyback off of what you said. Like the strong people deal with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like us strong folks need to be checked on sometimes too, because a lot of times we are not okay. We deal with a lot of stuff, but we mask it pretty well. So a person would assume that because you mask it well and you don't display any signs of something's being wrong with you, that nothing's wrong. That's not
Mm-hmm.
true at all. People go through stuff day in and day out, man. Life and a whole is hard. Period. I don't care what nobody say or what you're dealing with. I mean, the things you do and how you navigate through life makes things easier,
Mhm.
makes your path a little clearer. But for the most part, it's hard, man. Like we born into a into a situation that it's a little crazy out here, man. You know what I mean? And we struggle.
But people will always say this too, Rob, to chime in on what you're saying. People will look at people like probably everybody in this room will look at us like, "Are they high?"
Mhm.
You know, because you see me joking all
And
the
they actually
time and
will
stuff
say that.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, they're not really used to me coming from this angle. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like people tend to look at you like, "Oh, they all right, they good." But to piggyback what you saying, some people checking on you all the time is malicious. You
As
understand what
long
I'm
as you're
saying?
down, they up.
Because they want to make sure that they still got a foot on their neck, they're good. But as soon as you rise or whatever, the calls get shorter and shorter, and they stop giving a damn about you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes with the mental illness because the reality is if you it's always going to and it always has been about self love, self esteem, anything that has self in front of it. Um, and we know that that is an issue with mental health.
Mhm.
We know that that's an issue because at the end of the day, I can sit here and say, I don't care. I don't need nobody to check on me. I don't need nobody. But it's your responsibility to make sure you're okay. And if you are not able to do that, that's when the outside um and there are people that feel like they don't have a responsibility. They're not responsible for your mental health. Um it's a lot of people that feel that way. Well, I'm not doing nothing to her, so I don't know. What I asked her, was she okay? She told me she was okay. She ain't acting okay. That ain't my problem. Ain't my issue. That's her
And a
issues.
lot of people feel
And
like
a lot of people feel that way.
And it's not so easy to tell people you're going through something. It's just
No.
not easy. I find that a lot of people who I meet like me and love me so much, and then a couple months down the line, they hate me for all the same reasons
Mhm.
that they liked me
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
in the beginning. I met some people who, business wise, it's like, well, you don't got to treat us like, so business like.
Mhm.
Be the person that we met such and such years ago.
Mhm. Mhm.
But when I gave them that person, see, here's the thing: it's not black or white with me. I got to give you all of that person, which also means when I'm upset, you gonna fucking get it.
Mhm.
But if I'm professional. I'm just, hey, well, look, you know what? This is not working out. Let's just take a break.
Mm-hmm.
We resume this at another time. I can give you that, but when you take professional off the table
Mm-hmm.
and I give you that,
Mm-hmm. See,
I'm getting your feelings.
I because I know most of my triggers. I don't deal. I don't deal with bad energy. I deal with people accordingly.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, family, not family,
I think
friends,
people need to also
longtime
understand
friends.
where they want to be.
Yeah, but for me, I
Everybody's
worked
not
really,
right.
really hard to get to this level of peace. And you can be
Right.
my mama. I love you, but if you negative and all you bring is negativity, when your energy, every time I'm with you, around you, talking to you, you make me feel like you're bringing negativity to me. I gotta deal with you accordingly, and I don't have no problem. I don't, because I worked so hard, and it's not easy when you work on yourself. Because I said this before, I think on the show, but when you're working on yourself, for me, that was the hardest work I've ever done, and continue to. It's always the hardest work because I take accountability, and it's not so easy saying to yourself, "Well, damn, that was crazy. Why'd you do that? You knew better than," when I'm talking to myself, as opposed to saying, "Well, you did this to me," and you did. You can easily blame somebody, but when you gotta take accountability and say, "Well, yeah, they did that to me, but I allowed them to do that to me 10 times," that's
Right.
so working on myself was not easy. It's something that it's a choice. Mental health, to be it's a choice to function day to day. Just the normal
Work.
daily functions of all of our lives is work. I don't care, children, no children, family, no family, just to uphold your own standards and goals and values, and just putting your feet on the floor, walking out the door, dealing with different personalities, different, just the day-to-day function can get you down. And I'm not always 100% every day, but I choose happiness. I choose peace. I'm not allowing anybody to break my peace. I don't even want to argue. I don't want to argue. I don't want to cuss nobody out. I will remove myself. It's like poking a bear. If you get me to yell, you begged and begged and begged and probably cornered me in. I don't like that. I demand respect because I give respect. I demand it. I command it. I don't play with people. People don't play with me. Like I don't. But and I don't say that in a cocky way. I give what I want from people because I deserve it.
Well, see, in my opinion of it, you can be a playful person,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a respect line
Mm-hmm.
in that playfulness that should not be drawn.
Right.
And once that's drawn, you gotta say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
just cross my boundary
Mhm.
line. You said something about poking a bear. I normally say shaking the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't keep shaking the gate and don't expect the dog to jump.
And those
When
same,
he jump
yeah,
that gate, you're gonna get bit. You're
Yeah.
not gonna be okay.
and those same people that you have to bite when it's time to bite, right? Those are the same people. What's wrong with you?
They ready for the police to come
They done
and shoot
poked
the
and
dog
poked
put
and
it
poked
down.
and poked and poked and poked, and you took the high road every time, right? You took the high road, and then as soon as you say something, now what's wrong with you? Why you acting like that?
That's why you got to deal with certain people accordingly. Like my girl V and my sister, all of them will get on my nerves, but I still love all of them. If it's somebody else, I care less. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna bother me. Like me and V got on each other nerves a couple times, but after it go too long, it's like, hey, what's up? Or you breathing? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's because y'all got a rapport and a relationship.
And keep it moving. But like you said, there's a lot of people that don't deserve your
That
love.
don't deserve it.
They don't deserve.
And I don't give it.
Energy.
If they don't deserve it, I don't give
None
it.
of that time.
Now
I
listen,
see
I don't.
silly people in my circle.
Yeah, and I don't have to hate you. I don't feel. I don't feel. It's a lot of people that I used to be really, really close with, in different aspects of my life. Really close. We cool. It's. I don't even feel a need to check on them. They don't have to check on me. We good. It's no bad blood, but again, I give what I should receive or what I want to receive. If you can't give me that, it's cool. And I know that I'm constantly working on myself. constantly trying to level up. So some people have not, they're not even there yet.
Yeah.
You know, some people not even, I don't even have conversations with people. I done walked away from people that I can't, if I can't have a conversation with you, I don't want to have a conversation
And
with
see,
you.
the good thing about that, Shannon, is like you said in the beginning, you don't play anyway. So you're not for the play. But I'm a person who is for the play. I'm a joke. I'm a
Oh
play.
yeah, no. You
But
know I'm a
the thing
jokester
is,
though.
when you ask me to come out of that, don't be so professional. You can joke with me. You can
Yeah,
kick
yeah.
with me.
Yes.
Be ready for it.
Yes.
And I also got to understand if I'm joking, take the jokes, but let them know when the line is drawn.
Right,
I
right.
want to piggyback off of what y'all was saying as far as about the energy part, as far as being around people with the bad energy and negative energy and this, that, and the third. I can't stand being around people like that. Like period. Like with me, if you don't bring any type of joy or good feeling to me as far as any of that, I don't even want to be around you, period. Like with me, my circle is very small. I don't have a very large circle of folks that that I would consider myself dealing with. Like I have associates, I have, people of that nature, but as far as like if I fuck with you, then you know what it is with me. And I'm not with all that stupid shit, man. That mental health shit is so real, man. It's like you got your days. You got your days where, you know what I mean, everything is honky dory, everything is good, everything cool. And then you got them days where you just don't, I ain't for the shit today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think that
Mhm.
make you. I don't think that make you crazy. I don't think that mean
Mhm.
that you're a mean person. I just think that everybody has a tipping point, and I think that it's just
You gotta
you
say,
got some days
Mhm.
where this is a day where I'm in a playful mood, and these are days when I'm not.
Mhm.
yeah,
You know what I'm
because you
saying?
and I go through that.
Mhm.
Kenny and myself went through that. And I had to say, all right. And when I finally saw him in person, Kenny came in, give me a hug. You still little sis. And I'm like, all right.
Mhm. But I'll let you
And I told
know.
Rob in a minute, Rob, look, not the fucking day.
Yeah.
Not
When
the
I go to
fucking day.
work.
You know what
When
I
I
mean?
go to
Don't
work,
do it
sometimes
like
I
that.
don't feel like playing. I play all the time, 24/7. It's very rare that I'm serious. Very rare. I don't even take serious stuff serious most of the time, right? He keep talking about my shirt, but it's times when I let people know that because most of the 90% of the time I'm playful. So when I go to work, I'll say, they most of the time they recognize immediately. What's wrong with you? You okay? Yeah, I'm good. But I ain't in a good mood today. Or I just been quiet today, and that's what I call them. I call them my quiet days. It's not that I'm not in the mood, but I'm just quiet.
If your demeanor is like a happy, always speaking, always
Mhm.
upbeat, and things like that, that's easy. It's easy to peep.
Mhm.
Like when you're not, you know what I mean. And my thing is, I don't think navigating through life a person can be like that literally every day.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
realistically.
yeah.
Not realistically at all.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm scared of the people that are like that every single
I
day.
worked with a lady, you know, I'm not gonna drop her name or anything, but it was a sad situation. Happy go lucky every day, man. We all left work that evening where I was working at the time. About 10 o'clock, got a call. Hey, she hung herself. Huh?
See?
What?
Mhm.
That's why you never know.
Mhm.
One thing mental health teaches you is like, hey, a smile sometimes a frown behind.
Yeah.
But let me ask y'all this question, like, because I've been curious, like, I got a lot of questions about mental health. So, how do we determine who has
You
mental
can't.
health issues and who
You can't.
don't?
You
Well,
can't.
a lot of times it's not easy to distinguish, but with people that you know, you might pick up on something, a head gesture, their eyes will give some kind of indication. Or they in a good mood all the time, but today they're even happy and they decide to give you their favorite necklace that they wear all the time. Their favorite blah blah blah.
But then
that
what do
they
you
love
do?
they love so much. Well, then that's when it's up to you to see how much this person means to you. Be attentive, because a lot of times people are in their life when they give up their most happiest, most prized possession. Yada yada yada. Their eyes get shifty. Well, what's
And,
going on?
and
Pull
when
me in, let me talk to you in
Cure
private.
the mental sadness. That
Mm.
really, I don't want to get too deep.
no, it's
No,
cool.
you should.
No,
You
it's
should
cool.
though.
I
You
mean,
should, because I don't know.
you
Because I don't know.
You schooling me. Both of y'all,
mental health
both of
workers
y'all,
should.
both of
I
y'all
mean, the
have
mental
Exactly.
sadness.
experience in mental health. So the purpose of me asking this is so that I could be able, so I can learn to identify that. Because case in point, you just said that if someone is happy-go-lucky or whatever the case may be, and they start giving you their prized possessions, you said that they get ready to kill themselves.
They could possibly get right.
So my thing is, was it the learning experience of mental health that taught you how to observe that, or like what gives you the indication that they ready in their life?
A lot of school and books for me.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
it takes a lot to learn. Like you just like Shannon said, you don't really recognize what it is. So it takes a lot of learning to get it. Because I can look at you one way and figure you shifty, but now that I've been around you week after week, when you play certain music, you notice I come and I say, Rob, you good?
Yeah.
I hear you with certain phone calls. When you hang up, I'll be like, Rob, you good?
Mhm.
Because I know signs of you're up in like, hold up, that's not the right tone.
It's just like when it comes to, I'm not meeting anybody now, but when I was, I mean, meeting people, and same thing for us with V. It's different when we meet people opposed to probably when y'all. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Because I can't help but to damn near diagnose a person.
Mm-hmm.
Right away.
You know what I'm
Tough
saying?
not to.
So it's like once you step into that realm, people say, "Oh, you got to leave that here and leave this here." You know what I'm saying? But it's really hard
To turn that off.
especially when
Yeah.
you can excuse my language. Y'all curse on this show?
Yeah, yeah,
When you smell the bullshit coming,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
you
Do
understand?
we
what
do
I'm
this
saying?
real quick? Rob, can you move down so Shannon can move to
Yeah, yeah. Tony, you gotta
There's
put
a lot
a
of, there's a lot of good stuff, and I just want everybody to know where it's
You
coming
really
from.
want to be on camera yet? But either way, like I say, with the huh? What's in that? What's that shirt?
No, I was fine till you came in.
KFC shirt, man.
Cause this one distort the sound.
Just a little. We just need a little bit of
What I mean by
that too.
mental sadness or whatever, that's something that you don't learn in a book. That's hands-on experience. I don't give a shit what college you went to. You can have a doctorate, you can be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, but if you can't pick up on instincts, and you basically really got to try to read a person's thought and shit, man, from the facial expression.
So let me ask y'all this, since y'all have some experience with mental health, because I feel like
Oh, let me take the hat. I'm trying to Dr. Phil now because I ain't shaved and bald and time.
I feel like a lot of people use mental health as an excuse.
Yeah. Oh, I was going.
I'll talk about that, but go ahead.
I feel like it's self-diagnosed a lot, and then I feel like whether you diagnose yourself or have a real diagnosis from a professional, that it's used as an excuse to not be a model citizen, or however you want to put it. You're not doing things that you should be doing, or and then you're using it as an excuse. So for instance, I never went to a doctor, never saw a therapist back then. Back when I say back then, I mean like maybe let's just say 5 years ago. I had never gone to a therapist. I just knew that I was dealing with some depression issues, some anxiety issues, and I was starting to recognize some triggers, right?
Those are all mental feelings.
Right. So my mentor at the time, we just in general conversation, we were talking about it, probably just having a casual conversation like this, but talking about mental health. And I was telling her, like, I noticed that when I do this, it makes me feel like this, and then when this happens, that was the first triggers. Those are triggers. Those are triggers, right? So then I started doing my own thing, figuring out what triggers me and what feelings I didn't like, what I was gonna put up with, what I was, and from who. Who, if XYZ, if Keisha is my cousin and I love her, but she makes me feel like shit because of how the words whatever the case may be.
So let me ask you this. Well, go ahead, unless you finish it, I'll let Tone.
So it was then that I just started doing the work to figure out, okay, these are triggers for me, but why are they triggers for me? That led me to going deep, like going back to my childhood. I did that work myself. So now, this is why I say now I'm in a place. I worked too hard. I did this work. I dug deep. It's not easy. You figure out your triggers. Some people, most people need help. I just happen to have a mentor that helped me along the way, and then I did a lot of the work myself. But when you recognize your triggers and you know that these things are triggers, but now you're using them as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say you've been diagnosed with that you, okay, you're bipolar, right? You take medication. You know you don't take your medication, which most bipolar people don't take their medicine because they say it's a down or whatever. But you go do some fucked up shit and then you come back and say, "Oh man, I'm bipolar. I ain't take my medicine today." Like, that shit ain't right.
Go ahead, Tom. I got this.
I'm gonna start it with this. And it may hurt some people's feelings, but even the smartest doctors in the land have a touch of mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
We all do. If you ever endure any kind of stress on your mind, it's mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Because everything will put a damper on you because you're human and you have feelings. Now, the level of the mental illness varies. Like, you use somebody that said they bipolar and they don't take the medicine. They chose not to take the medicine. That's part of the mental illness because they'll psych themselves out to think they're okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the kids that I work with, I don't need meds today,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that they really need them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Or do they? Or do they know?
In most cases, I mean,
Because that's a part of the. So my same conversation that I just shared with y'all, that I did this work by myself, and I'm not saying that I'm a professional. I'm not recommending this, but I also have to be careful with who I say these things to, because now somebody that don't know me could take this conversation and think, well, damn, she says she suffered with mental illness, like, or health issues, like.
Well, see, all right, so let me
Finish.
first identify that. The fact that you said you think somebody might take a conversation and use that and say she suffered from mental illness, I mean, you're thinking too hard. So that could be a form of mental illness. I'm not joking.
I know.
Think too hard and from somebody else's point of view, you're overthinking. That's first. Secondly, people who say, "Well, no, I didn't take my meds. That's why such and such happened." That is a form of mental illness. They are aware
Mm-hmm.
that because they hadn't taken their medicine
That's
in
a
3 days,
derivative
now
of
that
it.
it's out there system,
Mm-hmm.
I know why I did this.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say they're using it as an excuse. That's just a person who's been on meds on and off so long that they know I only did this because I ain't been taking my meds.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unrealistic. Now, people who haven't been diagnosed with anything might use it and say, "No, yo, because my ADHD."
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "You been diagnosed?" No, but I know from how I move. So now I suggest that you get diagnosed because it's something there.
That's
You don't
crazy.
randomly say it
That's crazy.
unless you have it or you've
Mhm.
been through it. Most people in the Black community has not been diagnosed if you are over 40.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have been diagnosed.
And can I answer real quick what she was saying about, like, the kids, do they need it? 95% of the time, yeah, because they coming out needing a sedative because of the parent. It doesn't come from anywhere. I wish these are not normal parents
Mm-hmm.
of these
And
youth,
talk that shit, Tom. Talk.
these youth out here
Mm-hmm.
that have these mental illnesses. It comes through in genes. It just don't, "Oh, why my baby?" No, it comes from within you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You and the dad, majority of the time, it comes from the female, because that's where we get most of our mental stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you
'cause
add
you're coming
that?
through
You
that
add
canal.
the genetics with the upbringing and the.
And then depending, kids born with addiction. You understand what I'm
Kids born with
saying?
addiction
Do you know, and well, V would know this, that patients and stuff, they abuse clonidine. Like, psych meds. They'll abuse it.
Yeah, that's like
Psych
what
meds?
people with methadone, like methadone and
Some of that
Suboxone,
stuff
shit like that.
has side effects where it makes you hallucinate, delusional. It's all about feeling good. You understand what I'm saying? Like junkies for mental illness, they self-soothing because they don't want to deal
They don't
with
wanna
Yeah.
think, they don't wanna
Yeah.
do it
everything out
every day.
there. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, alcohol,
Yeah.
self-soothing.
I have a joke. It's really not funny, but I won't even call it a joke in this moment. But I always say, homeless people, drug addicts, or just addicts in general that choose to be on the street. I don't know if they're the smartest people in the world or the dumbest people in the world, because they don't have they wake up, they have an addiction, but they don't have no care. They don't
But
have no
see, the
worry.
thing is, I think it's
I want to say
opposite.
something.
I mean, I know the real answer, but it's just
I want to say something off of that.
Uh-huh.
This way I'm at with that, right? I always, speak
I wanna
on.
read this comment when we finish.
Okay, I always speak on this because in my travels I move around a lot, and you gotta understand. Like I go to different states. I see different groups of people, different ethnicities, and everything. Right?
Mhm.
It's crazy. Like I always see people like panhandlers, for example, right? You'll see people. Like it was a time, and I know Tone can attest to this. I know he's seen him. The old dude with the glasses. He used to walk around limping, this, that, and the third. And one day I seen him on North Avenue, and little kids was fucking with him. So they start throwing rocks at him. He was limping then to the point where as though he got so mad he just ran them down. And I was like, yo, this shit crazy. Like you got the people out here panhandling. Ain't shit wrong with them. Half of them good. Just stay hustling. Is that mental health? Or is that just motherfuckers trying to get over?
Well,
So how they getting
sometimes-
over? Are they really getting over?
Sometimes, to me, it could be a form. It could be a form of mental health because they can't handle that mental a bit. Filling out the application, answering the questions on the application, then getting it in the job and being responsible for punching it at a certain time, punching out. You got your supervisors, your coworkers, your manager, this person, that person, all these people talking to them. Their mind is going.
I want to hear Tone take on
And
that.
you know what? You know what they should be diagnosed with? FOS syndrome. Full of shits. And because
Some of them
that
just using it.
that has nothing. It's just like, I don't want to divert the show to something else. It's not even
talk.
a show, but just like the welfare system, everybody's these days are looking to get over. You think about it when the pandemic came, people got over with the PPP loan, EBT cards. They got over with the what's the other shit? The unemployment. That was the biggest hustle.
That was a huge help.
You act like you go into little interviews and stuff like that, man, and you get $1,500 every 2 weeks or whatever, doing nothing, making more money, and then add on the other 600 or something crazy like that, making more money than you made when you were working at Gabe's or
If you ever
something
even
like
work.
that. Yeah,
Right.
Damn.
you know, so
I don't know nothing
that
about that.
has nothing to do with mental illness. That is people trying
Just
to
trying
get over. And the criminal side of me, where I used to be, I get it.
Yeah.
But the upstanding citizen of me side, where I pay taxes and I vote and all that stuff, is really unfair. Because there's some people that really, really need this as a bridge to get where they need to be.
Right.
And the people that me and V help, a lot of them, if they're in any programs, they want to be helped. It's not the people that just sit out there. A lot of people choose homeless. And it's sorry to say, it's more Caucasians that just sit there and choose homeless than anybody. They have took over begging. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when I see somebody in a wheelchair, they got one leg, talking about help a vet, I'm not giving you anything because you smoked up your check or shot up your check. It's not my problem to get you till the 1st of next month, and it's only the 5th. Yeah, you know, so nah.
But how do you determine that? Like,
Is it our job to determine it?
No.
I'm asking. I don't know. Is it? What is our response when it? So I guess the ultimate question is when it comes to mental
I'm
health.
not giving it to
When it comes to mental health, though, with all these things that we, what is our responsibility.
All right, let me read this real quick. Rodney Pierce said, "Lee, that's not really true because you never know if these doctors, psychiatrists, and psychologists may not have your best interest at heart. And many have abused their patients for profit or out of hate." So, Rodney Pierce, I'm going to say, I don't remember the actual original comment that you're replying to, but I will say there are a lot of them who abuse the help out of profit because it's so prevalent now to diagnose, get them on meds, and they get that money. But it is a selective few who really care about mental health. Me myself, I stayed in the mental health field because I care about people's mental health. So not everybody, Rodney Pierce, is looking for a profit. And that goes from the biggest,
That's with
greatest doctor,
anything.
psychologist to the
That's anything.
smallest one-on-one worker in
Well, since
school.
he said this, let me say that, and I'm gonna flip it on something else, and it's not even mental health. Your regular doctor could be your hitman.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Say that shit again, man.
Do you know how many pharmaceuticals companies feed your regular internal medicine doctor? Lord don't let you get diabetes. You experiment
So
case.
it's not all about mental
You
health.
know, it's just
A lot
not
of
about
them-
mental health.
Yeah.
I trust a psychiatrist before I trust
Trust
my doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your primary care physician can give you, oh, you got backaches, let me give you this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give you that.
Take this
Let me give you
diet that's gonna kill you.
Like, you know how many
So-
diabetics now
Let me
can't
say
take their Trulicity shot that you take once a week because doctors are prescribing it for their clients for weight loss. So they're actually like looking for different medications for diabetics where our pancreas cannot create enough insulin. They got to give us something different because primary care physicians have prescribed it for their clients for weight loss just because they what they need. So yeah, your primary care doctor, that's the first push.
Only I can tell people real fast, Rob, on what she's saying, but I'm gonna add on to it. Only I can tell people as far as diabetes, and it's been working for me so far. I don't even take insulin no more. I just take the pills now. Since I changed my eating habits and mainly eat vegetables all the time, it reverses all that shit,
And
man.
that's what it does. Real quick on Instagram, I don't smoke no more. Jalen, it's so good to see you, Miss B. It's really bizarre that you jumped in on such a topic. I won't disclose anything more than that. But Jalen, hey, thanks for jumping in.
As far as with me, right? I went to the doctors. This was last year sometime, and the doctor told me that I was pre-diabetic. Told me that if I
Tell
didn't.
everybody.
Yeah, I know they tell everybody that, but
Especially black.
at that point when I went, I was 298 pounds. You know what I mean? Didn't look it, but I could feel it.
No,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
She got you before I did. I was coming,
Rob, I just had to get you.
on air though too.
I know. It was such the right opportunity.
No, go ahead.
But all jokes aside, like, yo, she prescribed me. I mean, all my life, you know, I've had a primary care doctor, stuff like that. But here it is, I turned 40 plus. This woman prescribed me 8 different medicines.
Let me stop you right here. You want to know why? You're a CDL driver, brother. You black. It's always, I wish Jeremiah was here to fill in some of the gaps. Or
Shit
Kay,
crazy.
I'm sure Sam, you know, yo, everything is designed against us. Antibiotics work for us. They were for animals. They just use them on us.
Wow.
We the guinea pigs. The animals are not the guinea pigs. How they put it out there, they used to test stuff on
Yeah.
them.
So
No.
can I say this since you because this is where I was going with it. I got to struggle with meat. I don't eat pork. I don't eat red meat. Chicken and turkey and seafood is basically chicken and turkey. I struggle with. I could really do without the chicken. I love turkey, right? But just because I feel like the fact that you said that and you know it and you chose to eat it, and not just you. I'm not. Let me take out the you. We. The fact that we know these things, right? We know that these things are not for us. Our people didn't eat meat.
No.
That's the European way. All this pork and we eat right now today when people say they eat chitlins and just certain stuff they eat. That's stuff that they fed slaves. We're not supposed to be eating flesh. And this has nothing to do with any type of religion or anything. Our ancestors did not eat flesh. We ate from the ground. Those are European ways that we adapted and adopted. We adapted to and adopted when we became slaves. And it's so we're diabetic. We got high blood pressure because of our diet. It's not.
Diabetes
It
is
can
not
be.
hereditary.
It can be when you got generation after generation after
But
generation.
not
But it's our
hereditary
diet
at all.
that's
I
generational.
want to piggyback off of what Tone was saying, right? Like real shit. We choose, what you said. We choose to eat what we eat. You get what I'm saying? But what I was saying as far as Tone tapped me in to something to watch on Netflix. He said it's a movie that will change your way of thinking about eating.
Yeah, I
What
heard
was
that.
it?
Wasn't that-
What's the name of the movie, Tone?
What the hell?
Oh yeah,
It's called What the
I
Hell.
was going there.
He told me, he said, after you watch this, you're not gonna eat any meat.
Mhm.
Period.
That's what stopped you from eating meat.
But I mean,
It was
I mean,
at the
add
beginning
some
of it.
more shit to it. Like, motherfuckers ain't gonna like it. You gotta watch where you get your vegetables from too.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Because your vegetables, if they process,
Yeah.
they got a coating on them that causes cancer.
So listen,
Wow.
around the same time, about 5 years ago, when I was doing this mental cleansing, all this other stuff, the diet came with it. I watched What the Health on top of this other documentary. I'll find it. I'll send it to you. I didn't eat for 5 or 6 days. When I say I didn't eat nothing. I was so confused. I was so scared. And then when you think when you're a person that think outside the box, now I'm questioning resources. I'm questioning who made the film, why they made the film. Did a vegan make the film because they don't want us to eat meat and they want us to be vegan because that's a big market, that's a big money
As long
market,
as
right?
you don't mention
It's popular
you know
right
who,
now, right?
we
But
good.
then who made who? But then you go over
Say that
to
again.
I said, as long as you don't mention you know who, we good. So keep blaming it on the documentary. 'Cause it'll shut us down.
so I watched a documentary, and to this day, this is why I struggle with meat and why I was so confused, because you got to think, like I said, this is generational. Diabetes and high blood pressure, what we're passing down is our eating habits. That's genetic.
What we're passing.
That's what we're passing down.
Bad, poor
right?
eating habits, poor diet.
So listen, stay with me. I watched a documentary right after I watched What the Health. What the Health was shocking. Some of it I knew, most of it I didn't, right? It was shocking. On top of that, I watched a documentary that broke every meat down. I'm talking duck, I'm talking frog legs, any type of meat you can eat. They broke everything down. It wasn't until they got to the cow that something hit me. So they're slaughtering these cows. They put them in this cage, and one by one, they'll take something hot, hit their butt, and they run through this cage, right? Because they're trying to get away from what's hot. And then that's when they put them in this booth, and it's this loud noise that kills them. But they die very, very slow, right? So I'm watching it. The cow behind them can hear it and see it, right? So that sparked something in me. Does this have anything to do with mental illness? These are things that we're putting in our bodies. These are things we're eating meat every single day. So it's no different from you. Okay, y'all talk about all the time where y'all come from, the neighborhood that y'all come from, the things how y'all grew up, all that, right?
I just think the
Right.
cow ain't gonna jump over the moon. I don't know about mental illness.
Listen. No.
Well, I
Stay
get
with me.
where
Stay
she's
with
coming
me.
from.
This is what I'm saying.
Because-
This is what I'm saying. If you watch somebody get killed every day, that does something to you.
They're traumatized.
It traumatizes
So
you.
what she
So
said
now
is
you got
that
you
cow
have
traumatized.
but that's just one animal. That's just one animal. On top of what Tone just said, you got chemicals on top of vegetables, along with the trauma and anything else that they're putting in the meats to preserve them, to kill them, because that was just one way to kill an animal.
I'm saying people
You understand
get
what I'm saying?
killed
So
every
we're
day. That's
digesting.
PTSD. That
We're
is
digesting
PTSD.
all of this stuff and putting it into our body, on top of our personal issues, on top of the actual genetics that come from
Mhm.
our parents, on top of where we grew up, on top of how we grew up, on top of regular day-to-day functions. And so I feel like our diets are probably 85 to 90%
I gotta,
of mental illness.
I got a comment.
Stick on that
I got a
diet.
comment. I got a comment.
You'll be
Couple comments to
impotent.
read.
At 55.
Couple comments to read. Timothy Jones said, "You can never know what another person is really going through unless they tell you. Everyone goes through mental health issues, especially as parents. Not everyone is comfortable enough to recognize what we're going through with others. Pride is a birch."
That's what I mean by different levels
I mean,
of mental illness.
where I'm gonna piggyback off of
Like somebody
Tone,
sweating on camera.
and I'm sure he can attest to
I
this.
want to ask a few comments too. David, let me know what you think.
Everybody's mental health issues for whatever they deal with is different. You know what I mean? My issues may not be your issues.
Mhm.
Your issues may not be her issues. Her
Mhm.
issues may not be Tone's issues.
Mhm.
Everybody goes through different shit in which they suffer from. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, like certain shit can give you mental issues.
Mhm.
I mean, let's be clear. Like, one thing y'all know about me, I don't shy away from my life. I don't shy away from my situations. I don't shy away from what's going on with me. And sometimes I happen to say little certain shit about my life that be going on. But
Do you
like,
think some of your stuff was? I can attest and say, a lot of my shit was self-inflicted.
I'm gonna say that my life, my shit could have been self-inflicted because I chose to. You know what I mean? Like when you out here, you have a choice. You know what I mean? You can strap up or not.
Mhm.
And if you don't strap up, you're gonna have children. And then when you have children with people, or whatever the case may be in these situations. When you get to dealing with these situations, that's a decision that you chose to make. Me, I am currently dealing with, a person that don't think they have anything wrong with them.
Because you're picking up their mental issues.
And that's what a
Remember
lot
we
of
said
people
about
don't understand.
energy?
You can pick up somebody
Oh,
else's
God.
mental
I
illness.
always
That's the word.
been, and I'm gonna say this, and
I'm gonna read a few comments too.
everybody know me. I was always a joking, laid back dude, right? When I
That's
got
funny.
with, when I got with, go to hell. When I got with certain people, they rubbed off on me. I became argumentative, angry, a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Man, when I was young, I had anger inside me, but my shit was humor. I just roast somebody.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, depending on who you deal with in any kind of way, you had a kid with somebody, y'all definitely exchange energies.
Mhm.
Ah,
You know, so when you hear a man or a woman's, oh, they ain't shit. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's buried in you two now that you ain't shit. So
Right.
that's why people, and I can attest to this. Once you get hurt by a female, you go out and hurt as many females as you can.
Well, what about that goes
Wait,
vice
let me-
versa
let me
too.
read
What
these
about
comments.
that's like if a man hurt a woman, like other men coming into that situation that deal with that woman that's been hurt by that one guy, they take that shit out on everybody. You get what I'm
Or
saying?
they have a tendency to fall back from everyone.
Yeah.
Our relationship
too.
ain't for me. I don't want to be bothered. When really you such a great woman, any man would love to have you. But you letting that hurt from before,
That I see.
And
But
that's mainly how women curve.
and
Yeah.
that's how
Unless it's a
I'm
sucker.
saying it.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
a sucker will,
Yeah.
you know,
A male.
have those.
Yeah, be specific when you say sucker, bro.
A
Say that
male.
shit. Call a bitch
A
in the
male.
Rodney Pierce said this is the part of the crisis in healthcare is for profit and not true healthcare. The point is,
Still on that.
do your research before you reveal your deepest, darkest to anyone. Another comment from Rodney was, no, we eat what we can afford. That right there. And it's all
I disagree with that.
part, let me finish, and it's all a part of economic racism we face every day. Let me say to that comment before I go to the next one. I have to agree. Growing up, our ancestors ate particularly
Mhm.
the pork, to this, to that, because it was what was affordable. What could take one meal and stretch it. You can make this one ham Thanksgiving, I'm gonna break this big ham down to this, that, ham and gravy, ham and eggs.
Ham and
I mean, well, you know what I mean, like ham and eggs, ham and grits, fucking beans at the end of the week. It was what was affordable. That's what I wanted to agree with him on. Again, the next comment is only in America is your meat loaded with steroids, antibiotics, preservatives, many of which. Sorry, that word. I'm not gonna stutter on camera. Okay.
So let me. So Rodney,
You could, I could.
that was back in the day. We
real
know
fast,
better now.
Shannon, real fast.
Don't touch
You
it.
can take $20.
touch it.
Shut up. You can take $20 and get yourself some stuff and it'll last all day. These days, chitlins are like $50. Why would you want to spend all that much on
Well,
some
see,
ass?
that's why I said before.
Yeah, you
to
know,
his
that's
comment.
understandable
You can
because.
take $20
Yeah.
and stretch it for the week groceries at the store.
Well-
But even the stuff that our ancestors ate was totally different because they still was living to 100.
and I was going to say they was on a farm and they was getting their stuff
So it
a
was
lot different.
different.
I
What
think
we're getting now is overly, totally nothing but processed.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Like even when I was younger, I can remember the corner store wasn't corner stores. It was grocery stores on the corner that actually had fresh fruit, the
Produce,
potatoes, and this, and that,
A-Rap,
right there
Yes.
at the. And if you wasn't there by a certain amount of days, it was gone. Why? Because they knew it go bad at a certain time. Now you can go to the market 2 days in a week or twice in 2 weeks, and that's and it's still this rent. You know what I'm saying?
the only people that saw The Last Dragon will know about the corner store that you speak of.
Not only that, before we piggyback over there, go into that, I got a couple more comments to read. On Instagram, 3 Good Reasons said, have you witnessed it in the human body? I'm assuming that she's speaking about the mad cow disease that she spoke on. And Timothy Jones on Facebook said, we are what we eat. Think about the things that women can and can't eat when pregnant.
Yep.
Then think about types of things children eat when
Yep.
they first born.
Yep.
I ain't even gonna sit here and
So-
hold you.
So let's go back to the diet and I'll use my grandparents for instance. She said I remember my grandmother would say the same thing, like stuff is so high, everything's getting more expensive. Of course now 20, 30 years later it's even higher.
Mhm.
But I think the difference between then and now is education. They didn't know. They knew that, let's just say, eating pork and red meat wasn't good for high blood pressure. But we really know these things to be true. Now we know that let's just go by what Tone's saying. He done lost weight.
You gonna have me getting shot outside the studio. Don't listen to that.
But what I'm saying is
The difference is there.
the difference is there, the knowledge is there, the education is there. All of us know how to lose weight. All of us know what
We
to
do.
eat to make us feel better.
We do.
These are choices. Why complain about how much the fresh fruit and veggies cost, say at Sprout, right? But ain't nobody complaining when they gotta pay out of pocket for medicine to keep their diabetes and blood pressure down. Not even take it away, just to keep it leveled so you can live. Nobody's complaining. We don't hear nobody complaining about those things because it's a market for that. It's a market for the medication. So
that goes back to what we say about primary care physicians.
They're never telling you-
medication.
they're never telling you to. Rarely, I'm not gonna say never. Very rarely are they telling you. I don't want to give you any medicine. Let's first try this. Let's change your diet. Let's try it. Let's try 21 days. Come back in 21 days. Let's give it 3 weeks. Let's give it 30 days. Let's give it 60 days. Whatever. Doctors don't tell you that. They'll give you the medicine and tell you, all right, now for the next 30 days, eat this, eat this, eat this. Don't eat this, don't eat that. That's what they're telling
I
you.
will say, Shannon, some are like that.
Oh, yeah, they-
I
yeah,
know my
some.
parents
Shannon's gonna go to work and
You
get
gotta
fired.
go see the nutritionist. You gotta do these things
Mhm.
first.
Mhm.
But a lot of people choose to do it how they want to. I'm gonna just
Mhm.
eat this, but I'm only gonna eat a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm gonna eat the cake, but I'm only gonna eat one taste of cake because I had spaghetti earlier. But what you don't know is that starch from them noodles is breaking down in your pancreas as sugar too. So you gotta balance your
Mhm.
stuff out. You gotta educate yourself because not all doctors are this way,
Mhm.
but a lot of them are this way.
So how do we determine what doctors are the good doctors and which ones are the bad?
Well, you educating yourself.
You got to
first,
educate yourself.
because you got to know what you get. Like my son went to the doctor a week ago, and his wife was like, "Well, I need to know everything, medically, everything." And he's calling me, and he's telling me what the doctor said about this. I'm Googling it, and I'm telling her, nope, but we see this is better for that. You got to know when you walk in, because these doctors, yeah, you feel like they're somebody, but they work for you.
But everybody don't have a V.
I'm gonna
No.
break it down for layman's terms.
Break
with
it down.
It's just like going to go buy a brand new car, right? You go buy a brand new car, who's checking it out first?
Makes sense.
You ain't gonna go buy it and then run into a damn auto shop. And hey, look at my car for me. Because
Right.
you're trusting the salesman, which is a dumb thing to do.
Right.
So you trust your judgment first. You look under the hood, you're checking the tires, you're making sure the axle's not messed up. Engine wear, everything, miles. A lot of times miles don't really mean shit. It had
Yeah, that's true.
20,000 miles with a bad engine.
Yeah. And
So-
you can get a car with 70,000.
Same
miles
with
and
your
run better
body.
than a car with
You
none.
know your body, if something's not right,
Mhm.
like, damn, I keep getting headaches. So when you go to the doctor, you already got a plan yourself to tell them. You don't sit there and just walk in there, I don't know what's going on. Then they
I tell
going to get the money. They going to send you for this test.
I tell the doctor everything is wrong. If I got a problem, I walk in that motherfucker and I let my primary care doctor know straight out the break. Look, check this out. I feel this. I had neuropathy here. I'm this, that, and the third.
Well,
Boom,
you
boom,
answered
boom,
your
boom,
own
boom.
question, bro.
Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, and she was like, well, the reason for this is for that. And I have had situations where I'm like, she's the doctor, but I'm explaining to her, well, I tried that method and that don't work. So why don't we try
Second
this?
opinions. There's always room for human error.
So let's wrap this up. Let me.
I wanted to explain something on the medication before we wrap up.
Go ahead.
That I was taking a blood pressure medicine and developed a cough. But I was thinking it was just a cough or my anxiety, because when I'm in church, I like to sit on the end, and I was particularly in the middle. So I was like, maybe it's just me uncomfortable. But once I called my doctor and I went back in, he said, oh no, Miss Malone, that's a side effect of that medication. We're taking you right off of that right now. You got to trust what you're going through is not your normal. Oh, I don't cough like that. I'm sneezing all the time, but I just got this medication on Friday. And then you can Google or not, but I have had the same primary care physician, I guess, like 15, 16 years now. And he already know, you know what, Miss Malone, I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a list of side effects, but that cough is in there. And we're taking you right off of that. You got to trust your primary care physician. You got to trust and know your body.
That's
You
what I
got
was
to look up that medication.
Yeah.
When the pharmacy give you those little strips with the information on it, look at it.
Mhm.
Read it.
They most of the time they give you a big long printout
Yeah.
along with the
And they give you all of that.
the
Even on the
instructions on the bottom.
commercial, it will say,
At the end.
hey, try this, you
Listen
know,
to it at
such
the
and
end.
such, such and such.
Explosive diarrhea,
Your head
da-da-da-da.
blow off.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
The side effects.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You be like, you know what? You know what?
Oh, man.
I'll take the stroke.
And
Yo.
see, and I went through that with a medication I got like 2 weeks ago. And one of the side effects for people who have had gastric bypass was you'll die, but you got to take this kind of antacid. And I was like, I'm not taking this. I called Dr. Pretty, sent him an email like, so we had to immediately eliminate that, no matter how bad my shoulder was.
So
I had
You
to
sort of
take
take
the
the
show because I
medicine and
was-
But why
smile,
didn't your doctor
like
know
the
that?
SCOBY for prep.
You understand what I'm
Well,
saying? Like, why
he
did
he gave me something else for my
No, I'm
stomach
saying, why were you ever prescribed it?
because what I needed it for, I needed it, but he gave me what I needed for my stomach also. So to me, he sent it to the pharmacy, but when I got to the pharmacy and read it my own self, I ain't even taking it. How about we do
So
that?
what I'm not understanding with these surgeries, right? Yo, people are really dying from this shit. So
That's
why are they going to get it? Like, instead of just changing their diet and working out the
If
regular
you
That's
get
a
it
whole
done right,
Because
it's
a lot
effective.
of times it's not so easy, especially for women. You have had your stomach,
I
your
keep
weight.
hearing that bullshit.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me
It's
tell you some of
bullshit
the
to you
bullshit.
because you're not a woman.
So you're not a woman, so you
That's
won't
the
understand
bullshit.
it. But it really ain't bullshit. When you have hurt a human being multiple times inside your body, you develop scar tissue of fat that you can work out 100 days.
I know a woman
and
that
then
got seven kids that look like she went and got surgery and she did
and
that.
hereditarily in her family maybe it worked for her. You don't know what she did while she was pregnant or how many of them 7 kids ain't got a little cuckoo.
I hate.
Because she done took something
But
to
I'ma
maintain
say-
that
let me
frame
say this to you.
until she got
I
pregnant.
feel
Every
like
woman is not the same.
I get that, but I feel like
Every bitch I know that had 7 kids, they look like a buffalo.
So let me wrap it up for you. Let me wrap this
She
up
could have
real
told
quick.
you that.
The first thing is this: men are always gonna feel a certain way about women, in cosmetic surgery. So not only does it have to do with
Not all.
everything kills us though. So here's the thing. First of all, let's say what it is. The first thing is any surgery is risky. Anytime they put you to sleep, my mother's a retired and anytime you go to sleep, it's always a risk that you won't wake up. Putting you to sleep is easy. This is a saying that my mother says all the time. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. Anytime you go to sleep, there's always the risk that you don't wake up. Anytime you have a procedure, there's always a risk that that's why you have to sign papers
anesthesia
when you
killing
have
these bitches. Oh man.
when you have a
It ain't
procedure.
the anesthesia.
When you have a procedure, you can die. That's the risk. Any type of procedure, you're gonna sign a paper. Now, let me say this.
A lot of times,
Now, let me
Rob,
say
they the
this.
ones that don't take care of this
Cosmetic
or do what they
surgery.
supposed to do that
This is
die.
cosmetic surgery is
shit called
so
sepsis.
many different layers to it. So many different but let's just, since I know where you're going with it, but here's the thing with that specific case and most cases, that particular person had a mommy makeover. That is multiple areas of her body being touched, being altered at the same time. We talking breast, BBL. So we talking breast, butt, stomach. So that's one part of it. The
With
other part
natural
is
trans
you can
fat
fuck
or
around
something.
and find out with these fad doctors that are not licensed, that are not they're popular. They post these celebrities. You can fuck around and find out with them and wake up dead, as they say.
Or the motherfucker
Right?
in the mountains
So,
do shit with a coconut.
Would you go to a goddamn mechanic, a Lexus dealer? I mean, would you take your Lexus to a motorcycle dealer? No.
Hell no.
Okay. Just because he can work on motorcycles don't mean
My
he
shit
can work.
going to the
Okay.
dealer.
So stay with me.
Because
Stay
of
with
the
me.
kind of-
So stay with me. It's nothing wrong with cosmetic surgery. As a woman, when you and I'll speak for myself. As a woman, I have birthed 3 children. My body will never be the same no matter what type of surgery I have. My body will never look or feel as it did before I had these surgeries.
Because
now, what I can do, I can work out. I can lose the weight.
I gotta
But
say this because
if I
you
want
use this
my
as an
body-
example. I gotta say this because you use this as an example. For example,
Ooh.
the Honda. I might not take that to the Honda dealer. I might go to Rick on Oakfield Avenue.
And you're gonna fuck around and find it's a chance.
Time out.
It's a chance.
Time out.
It's more risky though, right?
Time out. It's a difference. My Lexus, I'm gonna take that to the dealer
Mm-hmm.
because of the brand and the kind that it is, the model that it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the Honda, I'm gonna take that to. I could take that anywhere. I could take that shit to.
That's a good point.
Any car I
So
have, I'm
we
taking
talking
it to
body.
Furley
This is
Avenue.
why I'm saying. But this is why I'm saying.
I'm
This is
just
why
saying.
I'm saying.
I'm just
You
saying.
fuck with them fat doctors. You fuck around and find out. My body is my temple. If I choose to have cosmetic surgery, I'm not going to no fat. This is me. I'm not going to a fat doctor because he's.
So you can go to the high brand one and still die. What you
But you can have a heart attack because you eating meat and you got high blood pressure already.
You don't eat me.
And
People
no, I'm
can
using
have
that
a
as
heart
an
attack. Something big. Lose
Go ahead.
example.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say
Go
this.
I'm gonna turn it to the
First thing-
funny hour. You better hurry up.
So the first thing I want to say is, being a person who has had cosmetic surgery, has had gastric bypass, the thing is that
I keep forgetting.
you have been given mental health therapy sessions. You're given classes, you're giving steps.
That's you because you're not a celebrity.
Let me just simply say,
Mm-hmm.
for the overwhelming majority of women, you've given all these things, and then after surgery, they're giving you a packet to take home.
Mm-hmm.
But all a lot of people know is, I know I'm going to lose the weight. I know I'm going to lose the weight, so I'm just going to not eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, the
I got
weight
comment
will.
for Sammy. Go ahead.
I look at the left side right there, real quick. Rodney Pierce said, Shannon, I need a 3-piece and a biscuit to go.
And then V, and I know where you was going at with it, V. And those people, they end up losing their hair, their teeth get loose,
And that's what I'm trying to
malnutritious.
get to
Yeah.
in a polite way. These things, now, for me, I wouldn't go to the Dominican Republic for, if it was $10 for the body work.
Right.
People who go outside the country where a doctor, he don't know your medical history, you don't know
You like,
nothing
see-
about him, but the place,
It's
but
the
the
flip side.
I just want to finish the
It's the
comment.
flip side.
I just want to finish that whole thought. You go to these places, they don't know nothing about you. You don't know nothing about them. You get it. A lot of people go, and then they don't even make it back because they just went in and did the work that you wanted to get done. A lot of times when your doctor say don't do it, you got the option to do it, and a lot of people do it. You can get gastric bypass and eat certain things, but you didn't get your gallbladder checked. You didn't get the gas level when your stomach
Real
checked.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's small things
Mm-hmm.
that can put them in jeopardy
Mm-hmm.
to die.
And you eat a
So-
chicken nugget and fall
That's what I'm
out,
saying.
don't know
You
why.
One
use
nugget,
those
like some
fat
people
doctors.
who even if they eat continuously to lose weight, pass out, totally sick, can't get it together.
What is
for
called
nothing.
dumping?
The dumping syndrome is when you eat the wrong thing
Yeah.
and it go right through you. You got
It's just
running
liquid.
vomit,
That's what that's called?
the
Yeah.
dumping syndrome.
Okay.
And a lot of people
First
do that
toner
because they
called
don't
that.
do the right things. Remember we talked about that. Do the right things in the beginning. Don't be quick to eat because you taste a piece and it's settled in your stomach. No, because you're going to eat a whole piece of it and it's going to come
I'm
right out.
buying clothes for
immediately.
thinking for the new body. And
That's
shit.
it.
And see, those are the things that happen, and before you know it, nobody ever checked the gallbladder.
Let me
Nobody
read.
ever checked that real quick into the mommy makeover thing, Shannon. I think they're not looking deep enough.
They're not.
Yeah,
They
I
fed
can get my
doctors.
tummy, my thighs, my butt, and my breast done, and they can do it all, put me to sleep one time, and get it all done. Yes, but underneath of that, breast is a heart, is lungs, is, is your thighs, got everything got something to the core. So you gotta ask them what kind of specialist you see for XYZ.
And real
They ain't a
fast, man.
specialist, kind of watch her in a year or
A
two.
lot of them
She
are
might not be
thinking
here.
about your Beyonces and stuff. She can afford to have the best surgeon come to her
And
living
care
room.
24/7.
There you go.
So it's a difference.
Yes.
I ain't talking about a bitch from motherfucking Emerson and Denison. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be the ones that's trying to get the income tax BBL and all that. So they're gonna go for the cheapest rate. And then wondering why, okay, it may go well. 5 years later, you wondering why the ass is in your leg now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
I
that's
want
this is
because
real
they
shit.
didn't-
I wanna
they
piggyback
didn't
off
do
the
the
top.
homework on what's supposed to take place during
Hey,
the process,
Real.
after the process. It is really a major thing to get these surgeries. Yeah, it's in and out. Yeah, you're going to lose the weight. But the thing is, what's good for your health? Like, I know for me, anything past under 210, I don't feel quite right. I get to 208, I feel some kind of way. I got to get back to my 210. Like, I know what feels good for me. Now, can I lose it and get down?
with that surgery, you gotta get a good masseuse. People don't know that.
People don't know that. They don't get the
You
massage.
gotta
They
get
don't
the
wear the thigh high
massages.
to help drain. They think the thigh high is just for like a girdle, just to kind of hold you in and look good in your clothes. No, that thigh high and the waist trainers is to push that fluid out of you so you can go to the bathroom and get the stuff out.
And then
It's not
they
just-
hot to try to
And
the
then you are
club.
shaped after that.
Yep, they look hot to try to the club, and you get them home and unzipping it. It's like
Everything
open up
falls,
some Grange biscuits.
or you'll see
in your
some
room.
with their butt look kind of walk to
Let
the
me say
side.
this.
That's because they're not getting the body
Please
surgery.
read Sam.
They're not.
I'm gonna read something.
They put their hands
Before we
on
wrap up,
fluid.
Before we wrap up, I want to say this because I want to piggyback off of what you said. You had made mention about a person going to the DR. right? I know a couple females that I know personally that went to the DR and their surgeries was very successful. You know what I mean? To where as though it looked better as opposed to going somewhere in America. You know what I mean? It's all in genetics and it's all in your body shape and,
Right.
and what you can handle.
Has it been 5 years yet, Rob?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it's just
and I'm gonna
like
show you a
it's
picture.
just like any
But
other
I'm
doctor.
gonna show you a picture when we get out.
Well, the thing is, the
Second.
picture is not the deep part that we.
I mean, I call it FaceTime.
Yeah, no, I'm saying what I'm saying is, will that person personally say, because I've been through this, I've been through that. My dog done had
No,
to get
no,
taken
no.
off. I had to get this.
I
done.
shit
A lot of
every
people
3
won't do
minutes.
everything.
They put my asshole
I mean,
wrong.
everybody different. But let me read Samuel Speaks before we wrap up. Samuel Speaks said, "Love yourself, and you'll find someone to love you for you."
Okay, let me.
Fuck it. I'm getting leg extensions.
So listen, I think
and it's for circulation.
I'm going with them and I'm getting
I
4
think- I
inches
think-
at it.
let me say this real quick and let me respond to Sam.
My penis.
I think the disconnect between men and women about cosmetic surgery is that women don't love themselves. That's not the case.
And that is not.
In most cases, y'all need to listen to this. Y'all need to listen to this.
Oh, they got
The
it
disconnect
$3.99
between men
on
and women
sale?
in cosmetic surgery is y'all really think that women get cosmetic surgery because they don't love themselves. Now, where we know we can go
Catch
all
y'all
day,
later.
all night about women not loving themselves, they the Instagram hoes and all that. We know that's
Flat butts are
we
women.
know. Listen to me.
So retarded.
Listen to me. We know that's a thing. We can talk about that all day, all night. In real life, women are getting cosmetic surgery because that very thing, because they love themselves, because they don't like what they see in the mirror. They want to
She don't
enhance
like.
it.
Not what
They
you
want
don't
to
like,
enhance
what our
it.
friends don't
So,
like.
for instance, if
Y'all
I
hear
had, if I was me, and this is a real deal. This is real. If I was me, my size, and I had cup A, size A, A cup breasts. When I looked in the mirror, I don't want fucking A cup breasts. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's not that I don't love myself, but I want to look a certain way. It has nothing to do with not loving yourself. It has
You don't love
everything to do.
yourself if you want to change.
It
what's
has
right
that's
around
bullshit.
She
Because
loves herself, but she can enhance herself.
you can
if she
because, and I'm gonna tell you
I'm
why
not
that's a
really-
contradiction. Because as a person in general, if you as a person are not happy with yourself, even mentally, let's bring it back to mental health so we can wrap it up. If you're not happy with yourself mentally, what do you do? What do you do? If you realize in a moment, I don't like the way I feel right now. I'm mentally fucked up. What do? You fix it, right? Okay. All right.
There we go.
And there we go. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Listen, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Rob's Room. This has been a great experience. I have a man Fat Tone in the building.
Ain't nobody asked him to come.
Fat Tone.
Yeah.
He's medium.
He not little Saint.
He's medium now. Please call him
He
medium.
not little Tone right now. He like medium
And
tone.
he's sensitive about it.
The
I want
sexy
the
engineer
chicken
Miss
griddle
B
and a
Yeah,
number
come in the
5.
building.
and Shannon Bobannon, along with myself, man. We thank y'all. We ask y'all to tune in another 8 minutes to check out the Bro Show. Thank y'all.